Hello and welcome to our reviews of Ryan, and today we talk about the brand new action-adventure film Uncharted. This film was directed by Ruben Fleischer, and he's done films like both Zombieland films, Gangster Squad, Venom, and 30 Minutes or Less. And real quick before we dive into this review, if you like movie reviews and Blu-ray hauls, you're in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and comment what are your thoughts on this film, and have you played the games before, and what did you think of the film compared to the games? Now, without further ado, let's jump into my review. Nathan Drake is recruited by Sully Sullivan to recover a treasure once held by Ferdinand Magellan that was lost many years ago. The film stars Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, Sophie Ali, Tati Gabrielle, and Antonio Banderas. So Uncharted, as I watched the trailer, I honestly thought it was okay. I knew that it was based on a video game, and from what I understand, there's 4 video games. And kind of talking to fans about this film, they kind of threw in a lot of elements from all 4 of those games and crammed it into one movie. There's supposed to be a sequel if this one does well. And you have Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg's character. They kind of bounce their kind of smart aleck kind of comments in this film. And just know going into this film that it's not a violent film. It's very standard when it comes to that. And as far as the action goes in this film, especially in the first hour, it's very much kind of sprinkled in, and it's not a nonstop action film. So if you're going into this film and you've never played the games, just know that this is not a nonstop action film, but it has that sprinkled action throughout the film to at least fulfill a popcorn kind of film. And starting off with my positives of this film, I really like Tom Holland. He really carries this film. I also like Sophie Ali in this. Her relationship with Tom Holland in this, I really think that they have this kind of love-hate relationship going on, and I really enjoyed that back and forth dynamic with those two on screen. And then I really like the action in the last 30 minutes of this film. This is why you have your popcorn, and this is what everybody kind of looks forward to. So the action in the last 30 minutes of the film is really good. And then I really like the plane scene. You've seen it in the trailer. I really like what they did in that scene. You have to have a little bit of movie magic with that scene, but it is one of my favorite scenes in the film. And as far as my negatives go for this film, I really think that the pacing is off in this movie. I think that that first hour, like I mentioned, how there is action kind of sprinkled in, the pacing is definitely off. And then I also think that Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg's chemistry is a little bit off. I don't really think that it's always there and they're always gelling as two characters. I can definitely see from outside perspectives of people that enjoyed the games why they feel he's miscast, because it does feel a little bit awkward with their chemistry at times. And then also Antonio Banderas as the villain, he's really awful in this. Tom Holland and them, they only have one encounter with him, and it's just really bad how they kind of develop him. I'm not going to go any more about him as the villain because it'll spoil the film. So definitely know going into that he's just a terrible villain. And then Braddock, her character, I thought was okay. It was developed enough, I guess, and she held her own enough, but I really didn't really think that she was the best character as well. And then my final thoughts on this film, I think that there is enough action to enjoy this film. The kind of chemistry isn't always there, and some of the villains are not the best, but it has that popcorn kind of style that definitely fits the mold for this movie. And even though it's not the most original story, it does its job just kind of getting what you need out of it for what it's worth. I think there is enough action for you guys to enjoy this film, whether you're a video game fan of it or if you're not a video game fan or you have never played the video games. I think you'll enjoy this film enough. That's why I'm going to give this score of this film a 3 out of 5. It's a solid enough film for me. It's about what I expected for this film, and honestly, there's been a lot of bad movies this year, so this is at least a right step in the direction, not overly over the top of being a really great movie, but just good enough from not being a bad movie to being at least a solid movie to have a little bit of popcorn to enjoy. Thank you guys for watching this review, and I'll see you guys on my next one.